Yo, what is going on, guys? Happy 4th of July, and today we are going to be doing a SuperFlex mock draft on sleeperapp.com. So, today we're doing a two quarterback draft, like I said, 10 team. It is a PPR league, and we're doing it from the second spot. So, before I start the video, I'd like to ask you guys to please click the subscribe button that's right here or down below. Also, please leave a like, click that notification bell to get notified for every single video I make, because I make videos daily. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. So like I said, we're doing a super flex league, which means the flex can be a quarterback. So pretty much every single time you're playing in a super flex league, you're gonna want to start that quarterback again in that spot. So this is a 6-point touchdown league because normally that's what two quarterback or super flex leagues are. They're usually 6 points, and we're drafting for the number 2 spot. And in the last video, you guys can check out, that was a super flex. I went for a quarterback early, and this time I'm going to show you a different strategy where you don't go quarterback necessarily with the first 3 picks, and you try to build the quarterback position later, and going actual skill positions right at the beginning. So we're going to get right into it here. The roster positions are 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, flex, the super flex, kicker, defense, and 6 bench spots. So let's get right into it. Boom. Start the draft right now. Okay, so the first pick of the draft is Saquon Barkley. So we're at 2, so it's obviously Zeke here. Zeke did not get the suspension as it was ruled on Tuesday. That I thought he may get like a 1-game suspension, 2-game suspension for the incident at the bar that he was at, but he didn't get anything. And I'm pretty confident at the second pick that either it's going to be Saquon or Zeke at 1, in my opinion. That's who I would go. I'd rather go Saquon than Zeke, but at the second pick, Zeke is a steal here. So we're going to go Zeke Elliott and just not worry about it, especially after he's been starting to get those catches that he wasn't previously getting. So we're going Zeke here. If we go Zeke, Pat Mahomes comes off the board, followed by Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, DeAndre Hopkins, David Johnson, Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams, Andrew Luck, Melvin Gordon, Le'Veon Bell, Julio, Aaron Rodgers, Joe Mixon, Todd Gurley, James Conner, Mike Evans, and now it's our pick. So if you wanted to go quarterback in the second round at the second pick, so if you're like the 1 or 2, usually in a 10-team 2-quarterback league or superflex league, you're going to be normally you're playing superflex in a 10-team league or a 2-quarterback in a 10-team league. 12-team makes it a lot harder. So normally like 3 or 4 quarterbacks are going to go in the first 2 rounds. So if you wanted right here, you could pick Deshaun Watson. He's the best quarterback that is still available, but like I said, I don't want to go quarterback early in this one, or necessarily in the first 2 rounds, because I want to load up on get 2 solid skill position players. So since we got Zeke, I think here is where we go receiver. Since only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers have went, and mostly running backs have went, so there's still solid receivers left. So something I need to also point out is that tight ends in Superflex are not as important. While I always say that in 10-team leagues, tight ends are more important because there's there's a positional advantage. Like Travis Kelce right here is so much better than anyone below him that it can just carry you to win each week strictly off of that positional advantage at the tight end position. But in 2-quarterback, obviously the quarterback matters or in Superflex, the quarterback matters so much that the tight end position doesn't really matter as much, especially in a 6-point passing touchdown league. So it's our pick, and we're going between Odell and Juju. And personally, I like Juju better. I think Juju will finish higher, in my opinion, at the end of the year. I wouldn't hate going Odell here, but I think the upside, there's really no one else in Pittsburgh that's going to be stealing his targets. Like James Washington, not very good. Moncrief, not that good. Vance McDonald, obviously, yes. But it's really the Juju show. He's the clear one. Odell, he's also the clear one, but there's guys like Jarvis, David Njoku that can be stealing his targets that are obviously better than the guys around Juju. So I like Juju here. I wouldn't hate going Odell, but we're going to go Juju here and just lock it in. After we went Juju, Odell Beckham went, followed by Deshaun Watson. So now it's our pick. And the running back position is looking pretty good, so we're probably going to go running back here. But I know if we don't go quarterback here and go for Baker or Matt Ryan, who I like better, we're not going to be getting a quarterback in the 4th round that's really that good. But if we hope that a guy like Drew Brees or Carson Wentz can fall to us here, because since 4 quarterbacks have already been taken, we need to hope that that happens. And just go with the running back here and have two solid running backs, a solid receiver, and then draft some quarterbacks soon. So the best running back available right now, it's not Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook is maybe the best player available technically, but I don't think his injury, he gets injured pretty much every year. He's played, I think, 15 total games in 2 years, so that's not even one full season in 2 years. So we're gonna go with Chubb here, who's a lot more, or Chubb or Damian Williams will be the pick here. And usually it's a toss up for me between Williams and Chubb. Sometimes I like Williams better, sometimes I like Chubb better, but actually in this situation we're gonna go Williams because of the bye weeks. Now the bye weeks aren't necessarily something that is instantly going to be the tiebreaker, but when I view something so close as Chubb and Damian Williams, I think I'd rather just go Williams due to the bye because Nick Chubb and Juju have the same bye at 7, and Damian Williams does not have the same bye as Zeke or Juju. So I'm going to go Damian Williams here. After we go Damian Williams, Dalvin Cook, Antonio Brown, Adam Thielen, Travis Kelce, Leonard Fournette, Zach Ertz, Baker Mayfield, Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper, T.Y. Hilton, Matty Ice, Devonta Freeman, Russell Wilson, Derrick Henry, Drew Brees, Marlon Mack, and now it's our pick. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 10 teams have a quarterback, and 2 out of the big 3 tight ends have been taken before the 4th round. So now it's our pick, and we kind of have to go. Either we have to go one quarterback definitely soon because we can't have. I do like the strategy of going like 3 later guys, but I still like the upside of having someone that I think could be a top 10 quarterback like top 5 quarterback any given week. So we're probably going to be going quarterback here with me saying that. And out of these guys, I think while I know Carson Wentz is injury prone, obviously, in the past few years, I know that if he stays on the field and is healthy, he has the opportunity to week in and week out be a top 5 quarterback. So that's why I'd go Wentz here. I don't necessarily love Wentz, but I'm not really in love with Cam Newton either due to his injury. And I don't know how good his shoulder is right now. So we're going to go with Wentz and hope that he is good this season. I kind of believe in him. He's not a guy, I don't definitely, like I said, I don't love him. But in 2 quarterback league, you need the upside, and this guy definitely has the upside of being a top 5 quarterback each week, or even finishing as the number 5 quarterback when the season ends. So we're going to go with Carson Wentz here. Boom. After we go Carson Wentz, George Kittle, and Keenan Allen went. So the big 3 tight ends went in the top 4 rounds, which is pretty normal. Usually see them go in the first 3 or 4 rounds. Travis Kelce, Zach Ertz, George Kittle, that is. So now it's our pick, and this guy absolutely sniped Keenan Allen from us because that's who we would have went most likely here. So now we have our quarterback, 2 running backs, and a receiver. So we're either going to go, because running back depth is still important in these kind of leagues where you still have to start 2 quarterbacks. Pretty much you're starting 2 quarterbacks every week in SuperFlex, like I said. So I think we can just wait on receiver and just get our flex here. And get a running back that can catch passes because it's PPR. So obviously we're going to go, it's either between, I don't like Sony Michel, like I say in every single video. He's injured, his leg is injured, and I don't want injuries, and I don't really like the New England backfield. I trust Damian Harrison, I guess, with a last round pick, or a guy like James White in PPR, who's just a PPR machine. Like if you click on him here, in PPR, he's scoring 15 points a week, pretty much. And he's just pretty much a receiver, not even really a running back. So I'm gonna go with Aaron Jones here, guy. I like him or Carry-On here, but I want to get that solid PPR upside where Aaron Jones catches the ball more than Kerryon Johnson will every single week, I believe. And I think that Aaron Rodgers likes to target Aaron Jones. Sorry if you just heard me sniffle. Sorry if that was loud. We are going to be going Aaron Jones here. After we go Aaron Jones, Stephon Diggs, Kerryon Johnson, Cam Newton, AJ Green, Brandon Cooks, Julian Edelman, Philip Lindsay, Tony Michel, Mark Ingram, Josh Jacobs, Robert Woods, Kenny Galladay, Cooper Kupp. Oh God, it's receiver run. Tariq Cohen, DJ Moore, Chris Carson. That's our pick. So we have to go receiver here because we need our second receiver. And there's still a bunch of good guys available here that we like. We could even go double receiver and then pick our second quarterback in like the 7th round. So if you're gonna wait till the middle to get a quarterback, I think you should probably draft. When you draft a guy in like the 4th or the 5th, you're gonna have to go like 3 rounds later or 4 rounds later and get that quarterback that you want. So we're gonna be going with a receiver here. And the receiver I like the most out of these guys is Godwin, Ridley, and Landry. I don't really like Landry that much. I like Lockett, Ridley, and Godwin. And I think in this situation, I want to secure a guy who I think will be the number one on the given team, and that is the Seahawks. I do like Godwin a lot because I know he's the number two on an offense that just throws the ball. Jameis will throw the ball to you whether you're open or not. He'll throw the ball to the other team too. He likes doing that. But we're gonna be going Tyler Lockett here because even though the Seahawks are a run-heavy team, I believe that even though being a run-heavy team, they still throw the ball. Russell Wilson has a pretty solid arm, and I think Tyler Lockett will get enough. He's catches each game and has that solid touchdown upside to finish as a top 20 receiver. And he's a solid wide receiver 2 option here. So we're going to go Tyler Lockett. After we go Tyler Lockett, Darius Geis, followed by Chris Godwin. So we can go receiver again and make sure if Tyler Lockett doesn't work out here, we have another solid receiver to go. And then we can just draft a bunch of running backs once we get our other quarterback. So here, out of these guys, I like Calvin Ridley the best. Calvin Ridley has the upside of, since Julio is the one on the team, Julio Jones is gonna be getting double covered, stuff like that. Calvin Ridley is explosive. He's gonna be catching a shit ton of balls. He did great last year, a few couple weeks, and then tapered off towards the end of the season. But I don't think that's gonna happen as much this year because the offense will incorporate him more since they saw how good he is. Rookie receivers like Calvin Ridley was last year usually don't tend to be as great as you'd want them to be. I don't normally target rookie receivers in fantasy. DK Metcalf's a receiver I like that's a rookie, but I don't necessarily love him. Same with like N'Keal Harry. So I'm gonna go Calvin Ridley on his sophomore season. Hope he could turn it around, and him or Tyler Lockett are gonna be the receiver 2 week in and week out. Usually Aaron Jones will be stuck in the flex unless I think that Ridley or Lockett have a favorable matchup over that. So we're gonna go Ridley here, and then in the 8th round get our second quarterback. So we went Calvin Ridley followed by, and then OJ Howard was picked followed by Eric Ebron, Hunter Henry, Jarvis Landry, Kenyon Drake, James White, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Evan Ingram, Robbie Anderson, Kareem Hunt, Mike Williams, David Montgomery, Tyler Boyd, Christian Kirk, Tevin Coleman, and our pick. So we do get that quarterback that we want here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 quarterbacks have been taken. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Only 10. I'm stupid. Don't know how to count. So we're gonna get we're gonna be the first ones to draft our second quarterback ideally here. We're gonna go with Jared Goff here. Jared Goff doesn't have as high upside, in my opinion, as Jameis Winston. But when I pick a guy like Carson Wentz, who I think has super high upside, a more safer guy like Goff, who I think will put up solid games week in and week out. He is a guy though that does not play as well on the road. So when you're picking your third quarterback later, you do know that you will be potentially some weeks be starting him over Goff. He's not like it's not like you're gonna be starting Carson Wentz and Jared Goff each and every single week. Usually Carson Wentz is gonna be cemented in the lineup, and Jared Goff will be going in your super flex spot. Right now Ridley's in there. I can't move him out, but we would be putting Goff in there obviously because you need to be starting the 2 quarterbacks in a 6-point passing touchdown quarterback league. So we go Goff here. After we go Goff, Allen Robinson goes followed by Rashad Penny. So it's our pick, and where we're at here, we currently have 2 quarterbacks, obviously, 3 receivers, 3 running backs. So pretty even here. Normally I have more running backs than receivers, but in a 2 quarterback league, it's always different. So I'm gonna be going with right now. A report came out that Dante Foreman, who is the backup for Lamar Miller, has been doing pretty good in camp or mini camp, whatever they're doing right now. I forgot what it's called. OTAs, all that shit. He's been doing pretty good. So Lamar Miller, obviously not as sexy of a pick as I thought he may have been before. He was never really a sexy pick because he's a guy that's never going to be scoring you 30 points a game. He's never going to score 3 touchdowns for you. But he normally he'll walk into the end zone and put up a 15-point week for you every single week in PPR, like a 10, 15-point week, and you'll just be happy. And he'll end up as a top 20 running back at the end of the season, top 15 running back at the end of the season. So we're gonna hope that Dante Foreman doesn't take that position. Dante Foreman's a guy I'm still gonna be drafting at the end of the draft. If I don't have Lamar Miller, usually he's a guy I look for with high upside. But in these two quarterback leagues, you're seeing a whole lot of upside later in the draft at running back because a lot of guys obviously go quarterback heavy because you need the quarterbacks, and I don't think the tight end position is as important in this league. Like, I think if you don't get a top three guy, it doesn't really matter. A lot of guys believe in normal drafts, a lot of experts think you need to get one of those top three guys: Travis Kelce, Zach Ertz, or George Kittle. I don't believe that. And then guys like OJ Howard, Eric Ebron, Hunter Henry, Evan Ingram fall even later. So I think I can get a guy like Njoku, who originally I wasn't really feeling. I said that I didn't really like Njoku, but I was looking at some shit, and I figured that now I actually think that since even Odell and Jarvis, there's a lot of guys on the team: Odell, Jarvis, Chubb, Duke Johnson, guys that are going to be getting targets. But in the end zone, Odell is such a big red zone target that I think Njoku might just end up butt ass wide open naked, butt ass naked in the end zone, and will score you a touchdown. So we're going to be going with a running back here because the running back position is very important in fantasy. So we're going to be going with Lamar Miller, like I said a bunch of times. After we went Lamar Miller, Alshon Jeffrey, Jordan Howard, Will Fuller, Corey Davis. Don't draft Corey Davis. David Njoku, George Kittle. Oh, fuck David Njoku. I just said George Kittle. Chicago Bears defense. So let me talk about the Bears real quick. The Bears are really the only defense I could say people can reach for because of how good they were last year. I don't even know if they'll finish with the best defense this year, but they did so well last year that I can see why people do it. I personally wouldn't do it, but I don't necessarily hate the pick. But any other defense, so like after the Bears, you'll be seeing guys pick like the Rams defense. Don't do that. Just wait till the last round to pick a kicker and defense, and I'll explain to you how to do that at the end of this video. And while you're at the end of the video, you're gonna click like and subscribe. Click the subscribe button down here. Click it down below. Click the notification bell. Click like, and leave a comment. Shout out to Kevin, the guy who requested this video, and shout out to the guy named Pat who constantly leaves comments on my videos and for being supportive. So thank you to you guys. So now it's my pick yet again. And we are most likely here going to go with a tight end. The guys I wanted were gone, but at the same time, someone else who I like a lot, Vance McDonald is still here. Vance Refrigeration. He's a guy I like because now that Antonio Brown, AB, is gone, I think that he's going to be getting some of those targets from AB. He did pretty solid last year, even while AB was there and Jesse James was there. Jesse James is now gone. So I think that Vance McDonald could end up being one of those late sleeper tight ends. Obviously, I'm not the only one who thinks this. There's other guys that say this shit. But we're going to be going with Vance McDonald here. After we go Vance, Big Ben goes, followed by Dante Pettis. So now a lot of guys are probably going to be taking their second quarterback here. So we currently have 1, 2, 3, 4 running backs and 1, 2, 3 receivers. So we probably need to go a few receivers and running backs, obviously, to fill up our bench. At the running back position, Darrell Henderson is probably going to be a steal right here in comparison to the receivers I can get. Even though I really do want to get Marvin Jones, I don't think he's going to fall to us, but at the same time, Darrell Henderson won't fall to us. And let me tell you who Darrell Henderson is. Some of you guys who just started watching my videos now, today is July 4th, the 4th of July. If you started watching today, you might not know about Darrell Henderson. Darrell Henderson is going to be the backup, the second guy to Todd Gurley on the Rams offense. Now you're thinking, oh, why would you want the second guy on the Rams? Todd Gurley is a guy who's going to be taking all the fucking touches. He's going to score all the touchdowns. And while that may end up being true if his injury does not hurt him, he has arthritis of one of his knee. Could be the left one, could be the right one. My brain is not remembering which one it is. He has arthritis in the knee, which means his knee is going to be deteriorating. And I don't think that McVay, being as smart as he is, except for in the Super Bowl, he will probably be like, Todd Gurley, I can't have you running so much. I can't have you getting hurt. So we are going to use Darrell Henderson. While I think Darrell Henderson won't be scoring as many touchdowns because Todd Gurley, when they're on the one, Todd Gurley will get you in there pretty much every single time. So they're gonna give it to Todd Gurley. But I do know that if Todd Gurley ends up getting hurt or his injury ends up being even more serious than they're telling us, they're not really telling us much. That Darrell Henderson, just like C.J. Anderson last year, they can just throw him in there and he's gonna fucking score you touchdowns, win you games, and end up being a top 12 running back, top 10 running back week in and week out. If Todd Gurley was to go down because of how high powered the Rams offense is. So we're gonna go Darrell Henderson here. After we go Darrell Henderson, Jameis Winston, Phillip Rivers, Jimmy Garoppolo, Kyler Murray, Mitch Trubisky, Dak Prescott, Tom Brady, Kirk Cousins, T.J. Hawkinson, Andy Isabella, Dallas Goedert, Ito Smith, Kiki Cudi, Golden Tate, Colton Sutton, J.J. Argo Whiteside. So it's our pick, and you're gonna see this a lot in SuperFlex leagues where quarterback runs just happen completely. Like normally it's not gonna be 8 quarterbacks like how it is here, but you're gonna see like 4 quarterbacks go in a row, like because the position is so scarce that once people think like this guy, I don't know why he picked Jimmy Garoppolo over Kyler Murray, but the guy who picked like Kyler Murray might have been like, oh shit, if I don't pick the guy at quarterback I want here, he may not fall to here due to the quarterback scarcity in a 2 quarterback or super flex league, so I need to go that guy. So it's our pick, and we already have 2 quarterbacks, so we will pick a third one eventually, but not right now because I think we can wait a bit. We are probably going to be going receiver here because the receiver we wanted, Marvin Jones, fell to us now. Marvin Jones obviously got injured last year, but the thing is, Galladay is being rated so high. He's the other receiver on Detroit, being rated so high that I don't see how Marvin Jones can have a similar season to him. They're similar build kind of guys, and I think that Marvin Jones could end up being just as good as Galladay and is being drafted. Where did Galladay go? Galladay went in the 6th round. So this guy's going 6 rounds later. Marvin Jones could finish exactly like him. While I do like Galladay, I'll see such a solid upside in picking Marvin Jones this late that I don't see why you wouldn't do it. A guy like D.D. Westbrook I also like, but I'd rather go Marvin Jones in this situation. After we go Marvin Jones, LA Rams defense went, followed by D.D. Westbrook, so that would have been the other receiver we would have picked here. So now we're going to be looking at running back. So like I said, don't be picking the Rams early. You wait till the last round to pick the Rams. So we have 2 more picks left for our team besides our kicker and defense. So we need our backup quarterback and another running back or receiver. We don't need a backup tight end because Vance McDonald's a guy we're going to be starting week in, week out, and we'll just drop someone once we need to pick up our tight end. Unless there is not good running backs or receivers that I want. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs and 1, 2, 3, 4 receivers, 2 quarterbacks. So we need 1 more running back. And then we'll go with our backup quarterback because you need 3 in Superflex or 2 quarterbacks. In a 10-team league, you need 3 quarterbacks. If the league allows you to pick 4, fuck it. Maybe you want to pick 4 and just hold 1 guy on your team. I don't necessarily know if that's the greatest strategy, but it's a strategy I've seen people do. So it's our pick. And Ronald Jones is still available at running back, so that's who we're going to go. He's a guy who could end up being the 1 on Tampa Bay. Peyton Barber's also available. Normally, I go with the strategy of going Ronald Jones and Peyton Barber, but we don't have enough picks to do that in a Superflex league. So I'm going to go Ronald Jones here for the upside of being the 1 on Tampa Bay. After we went Ronald Jones, Mike Davis went, followed by Carlos Hyde, Jags defense, Austin Hooper, Dante Foreman, Duke Johnson, Trey Burton, Larry Fitz, Baltimore defense, AP, Jalen Samuels, Chargers, Peyton Barber, James Washington, Devin Funchess, Hakeem Butler, and now it's our pick. We're to go quarterback. We're to go with the highest upside here. You need to make sure in 2 quarterback or Superflex that your buys are not the same for any of your quarterbacks. So Carson Wentz is 10, Goff is 9. So when you're going for your upside third guy, you want to make sure that he's not the same buy as those guys because you can't be just starting each week. You need to be starting 2 quarterbacks pretty much. So we go Josh Allen here. He's the best quarterback available. He is upside of being a top 10 guy, has the arm to do it, has the legs to do it. And while he doesn't necessarily throw a shit ton of yards, he does run, like I said, every single game. And he has the upside of having that huge touchdown, an 80-yard touchdown pass down the field to a guy like Robert Foster or Zay Jones who can get open. So I'm going to go Josh Allen here. I wouldn't hate going Lamar Jackson. It's pretty much either of these 2 guys, your pick necessarily now. On this website, it seems like the computer doesn't draft a third quarterback. So at this point, you may not be getting a guy like Josh Allen at this point, and you'd be stuck with like Matt Stafford, Nick Foles, who I think also has some who could be a solid pick there in a two quarterback league or a superflex league. So we're gonna be going Josh Allen here. Pretty much the strategy for two quarterback and superflex is pretty similar, so that's why I say them both. But in this situation, we're doing superflex because I think superflex is even better than two quarterback. Because just in case you don't have that quarterback, you could still potentially start another player in your super flex position. While I don't advise it, it's still possible. So we're gonna go Josh Allen here. After we go Josh Allen, Justin Tucker's picked, and now we're picking our defense. So like I said at the beginning, I'm going to tell you to pick your defense. I'm going to tell you to click subscribe at the bottom, click the like button, leave a comment, click the notification bell to get notified for my daily videos. Some days it's double uploads, some days it's triple uploads, quadruple uploads. It's been double recently. Tomorrow's the 4th, today's the 4th, so you're probably not going to be seeing double upload today or on Friday, but I'll be back to it on Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to keep going. But how you pick a defense is you go on Google, you type in NFL schedule, and you go to week 1, right? And you're going to go to week 1, and you're going to see which defense is playing a shitty offense, and that's the defense you play each week. So that's how you do it. So week 2, you do the same thing. You just drop your defense unless they're playing a favorable matchup week 2, and then you just keep doing that week in and week out, and then you win your league by streaming defenses. It's pretty normal strategy. I'll probably make a video on it, how you can understand how to do it. And each week during the regular season, like week 1, I'll make a video for week 1, like in August. Week 2, once the NFL season starts on week 2, I'll probably make a video about it. So we're gonna go Browns here because they're the highest rated team. They obviously I don't know about their schedule, but once we're doing mocks in August, I will know the schedule better, so I will be able to better explain to you which defense to pick. So we're gonna go Browns here. After we go Browns, I'm gonna only name regular players because defenses and kickers don't really matter. You don't really want to have a kicker in the league anyways, even though I play with all kickers. I don't like having a kicker. So Geronimo Allison went, Devin Singletary, me Cole Hardman, John Brown. And now it's our pick, and this website glitches every once in a while, so you have to just set your players. So you go with kicker, and the way you draft kickers, you just look at one of those guys who is a fantasy expert, and they'll tell you which kicker is good. But we're gonna go Mason Crosby, and then G. Reg Olson gets picked. So I'm gonna recap our team. We got Carson Wentz as our starting quarterback. Our two running backs are Zeke, Damian Williams. Our two running backs are Juju and Tyler Lockett. Our tight end is Vance McDonald. Our running back is Aaron Jones. Our super flex right now is Calvin Ridley, but it's going to be Jared Goff. Our bench is then Calvin Ridley, Lamar Miller, Darrell Henderson, Marvin Jones, Ronald Jones II, and Josh Allen. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please click the like. Please click the notification bell. Please click subscribe. Please leave a comment saying whatever you want. I'll shout you out in the next video. Thank you guys all for watching. Shout out to Kevin for giving me the idea to this video. And I hope you enjoyed. See you guys on Friday tomorrow. Goodbye, guys. Hope you had a great 4th. Goodbye.